countries, and women suffer a lot in silence, and they need spaces like this more than men, I think, honestly. And after women, also have to have queer men and the queer women that also suffer. So I think it's a really good thing that this space is focusing on people who don't have a place. But what you brought up is very, very important. We tend, like in the world, usually to not care about how men feel and stuff. But it's very interesting because honestly, I've been here like for the last couple of days, and I saw much more men than women here.
But queer men, not.
No, we have straight men coming a lot, but this is.
One straight man.
I'm worried about the macho guys.
The macho
Yeah, I'm
guys
worried
will
about
make
them.
it like a club, so I think they have to be very careful.
We have 2 last minutes, so. Oh, wow. 2 questions.
It's
Yeah,
I just want to share that Naveen and I met at ECHOME. This is this amazing center near Jericho where Israelis and Palestinians would do hundreds of programs together, and especially we learned nonviolent communication together there in that center. And that was an explosion of creativity and freedom and love that came out of it. And all of us that were there at the same time, we just had this eternal bond of great love. And I think those were the people that made this place, out of that incredible creativity of learning something so deep and beautiful, like your trip together now. I just want to share this amazing story. This is Hadeel, sitting over here. Her dad, his name is Faisal Khatib. And I think it was, I began working as a reporter in 1990, and the very first story I covered was a picture of a knife in the back of a Jewish man just outside of Jerusalem. I think it was in Neve Hanina, like Shulfa. Neve Yaakov. It was it was in a supermarket just outside Neve Yaakov. A man had stabbed a Jew in the back, and it was on the front page of the papers. And it was like my first week as a reporter, as a journalist, and I remember my boss saying, this is quite a provocative photo on the front page of the paper, this knife stabbed into a Jewish back. And I said, well, that's a really strange thing to say. This is normal Israeli coverage of stuff. Like, knife in the back. I didn't think anything of it. Anyways, that was 1990, and for the next 10 years, I worked for the Boston Globe covering every single detail of this story. When I stopped doing journalism, I met Hadeel's dad at ECHOME. He was the one that put that knife in the back of the Jewish man, and we started sharing the stories, and we learned that when he was in prison, he started reading about the Holocaust, and he started understanding suddenly, wow, he was like, I didn't understand what they went through, and his mind had been washed with this notion of violence. It has to be violence, liberate Palestine through violence. And when he was in prison, he was like, oh my God, my life is wasted because I didn't know that there was another way, because that's all that he was taught. And all he wanted when he was in prison was to be able to apologize to the family. And so he sought to find the person. I helped him try, and when I met him, I realized I covered your story for the Boston Globe, and he covered all of the news in jail as I covered the prisoners are the biggest news junkies, as I covered it as a media person. And Faisal came to my school, which was the Palestinian school, and he talked to the kids about not to be violent, about how to pursue justice and love and forgiveness. And finally, Israel Television put him on TV saying, I know the family won't receive me in the home, I just want to tell you, please forgive me. And he would take my Palestinian students on the tours through the Yad Vashem Holocaust Museum, because he wanted to show them how important it was to look at these materials. And Hadeel, he just raised her in such a beautiful way, and her brother and sisters. She studied in a German Christian school in the old city, Jerusalem. In Ramon. And now she's here, like the second generation. Continually, he raised them to like open your hearts. So I just want to acknowledge the generations of peace and love that are like still like amazing.